We're here in the coastal shores of Florida for the Miami Grand Prix, which has become the 11th Formula One track held in the United States. The grandstands are packed for what we hope is going to be another fantastic race. A lap of the Miami Grand Prix features 3.36 miles of track around the Hard Rock Stadium, and 19 corners make up the Miami International Autodrome, which will challenge the drivers in a tight wheel-to-wheel race. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Oscar Piastri lines up on pole position, and Lando Norris lines up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Antonelli, Leclerc, and Sir Lewis Hamilton, and Tsunoda, Verstappen, Russell, Lawson, and Lance Stroll, Hadjar, Albon, Fernando Alonso, and Sainz, Hülkenberg, Ocon, Pierre Gasly, and Jack Doohan. Bortoletto and Ollie Behrman rounds off the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track. And striding into our commentary box to join us today, the man, the myth, the legend, Anthony Davidson. I know what we've got to do before the start of today's race, but what about our driver? What do the final hours look like for them?
Well, for them, you've got your pre-race rituals that you go through. You see different drivers that, some have got their headphones on, they're listening to the music. Some drivers really absorb the energy from the crowd and they're there waving to them. Other drivers, they go within themselves. They chat to their engineers, absorbing that information, that vital information that you need to carry you through the race. And, those pre-race rituals are essential to making things systematic. We do a lot of Grand Prix in a season, and the more systematic you can be, the easier you are within that environment.
Okay, give me a quick radio check, please. Radio check.
Radio check.
DRS now enabled. DRS enabled. No need to worry about the tyre condition for now, everything's looking good. Okay, this is your final lap of the race.
Oh man, that was close. Wow, what a race.
Well driven, really. No.
This has been absolutely magnificent. Victory today for Andrea Kimi Antonelli.
Well, a really well-managed race today there, and you could see how they just gel with this car. It's great when you see that driver and machine working as one, and, well, they made it look effortless, didn't they?
From lights out to the checkered flag, each and every driver has this moment in the back of their mind. Now it's time for their celebrations. Our podium, it awaits. And it's a richly deserved victory today for Kimi Antonelli. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time out? Be sure to join us once again as we continue to bring you all the excitement of Formula One.